Hello, welcome to a practice of HTML basics. First, paragraphs. 3 questions. The P element. To create a paragraph, simply type in the P element with its opening and closing tag. HTML had title, HTML had close body, and then P, this is a paragraph, and P close, and then the P, and this is another paragraph, and P close, and the body, and the body close, and the HTML close, body close. The result will look like that. This code browse automatically add an empty line. Browser automatically adds an empty line before and after a paragraph. Okay. Drag and drop from the options below to create a paragraph. So we got the P open and the P close. Simple line break. Use the BR/ tag to add a single line of text without starting a new paragraph. To add a single line of text without starting a new paragraph. Okay. Okay, so we got the title, we got this is a paragraph, this is a line break. What a single line. The BR element is a empty HTML element. It has no ending tag. Okay, continue. What tag is used to create a line break without an extra space between the two blocks? Between the text block. What two blocks I'm talking about? BR. What tag is used to create a line break without a extra space between the text block? Single line break. Opening the HTML file in a browser shows that a single line break has been added to the paragraph. Yeah, that's the result of the previous code. Fill in the blank. Okay, so this is a P. This is a BR to make a line break. This is a BR, a line break. Okay, text formatting. 2 questions. Formatting elements. In HTML, there is a list of elements that's simply text type. Formatting elements were designed to display special types of text. First page. This is a regular text, bold text, big text, Italian text, small text, strong text, subscribed text, superscripted text, inserted text, deleted text. Alright. Which 2 tags below make the text bold? That will be the B and the strong. Formatting elements. Each paragraph in the example is formatted differently to demonstrate what each tag does. Okay, so you see the bold, the strong, the underline. This is the deleted one. You pretty much can read what it says. And browser displays strong as B and EM as E. However, the meaning of these tags differ. B and E define bold and Italian text respectively, while strong and EM indicate that the text is important. Okay, so strong and EM indicate the text is important, while B and I defines bold and Italian. Okay, fill in the correct tags. Okay, so strong, closing, and then sub and sub. Headings, lines, comments. 3 questions. HTML headings. HTML includes 6 levels of headings, which are ranked according to importance. There are H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. The following codes defines all the headings. HTML body. This is heading 1. This is heading. Results. This is not recommended that you use headings just to make a text big or bold, because search engines use headings to index the web page, structure, and content. What tags are used to indicate headings? H1 to H6. Horizontal lines. To create horizontal lines, use the HR tag. Okay, here it is, in the bottom there. Results. How do you create a horizontal line in HTML? HR. Comments. The browser does not display comments, but they help document the HTML and add description to remind descriptions, reminders, and other notes. New comment goes here. Example, this is a comment result. As you can see, the comment is not displayed in the browser. There is an exclamation point in the opening tag, but not one in the closing tag. Okay. Then this one here. Made the text HTML comment. Mark the text in HTML comment. Okay. Blog projects about me. Formatting text. Let's get back to our blog project. The About Me section will contain all headings that's wrapped in a H1 tag, along with 2 paragraphs that format text using the tag you just learned. Let's take a look at the code. You might have noticed that we also use some CS to add color and style to the page. When you complete the HTML, we strongly recommend our free CSS tutorial. Task: create your own About Me section by changing the text. 2. Play around with the code. Experiment with formatting text. Fill in the blanks to form a valid HTML. This is the I for Italian, and then a closing P. Okay, so elements. 2 questions. HTML elements. HTML documents are made up of HTML elements. An HTML element is reading using a start tag and an end tag, and with the content in between. HTML documents consist of nested HTML elements. In the example below, the body element includes the P tag, the BR tag, and the content. This is a paragraph. There we see it. Some HTML elements like BR tag do not have an ending tag. We already know that. General HTML element consists of opening tag, content, and closing tag. HTML elements. Some elements are quite small, since you cannot put content within a bracket tag, within a break tag, and you don't have an opening and closing break tag. It's a separate single element. So HTML is really scripting with elements within elements. Okay. Let's read this again. Some elements are quite small since you cannot put content within a break tag, and you don't have an opening and closing break tag. It is a separate single element. Okay. Defined as a single line break. Fill in the blank. So we got the head, and title. All right. Attributes. 4 questions. HTML attributes. Attributes provide additional information about an element or tag while also modifying them. Most attributes have a value. The value modifies the attribute. P. Align center. This tag is aligned to the center. In this example, the value of center indicates that the content within the P element should be aligned to the center. Attributes are always specified in the start tag, and they appear in name equals value pairs. Okay. What is the role of an attribute in HTML? It modifies the tag. Attribute measurements. As an example, we can modify the horizontal line so it has a width of 50 pixels. This can be done using the width attribute. HR width, an element width can also be defined using percentage. What measurement units can be used for the width attribute? Pixel and percentage. The align attribute. The align attribute is used to specify how the text is aligned. In the example below, we have a paragraph that is aligned to the center and a line that is aligned to the right. Okay. Align center. This is a text. Break, line break, and then HR. The horizontal line with 10 aligned right. This is also a text. You close the paragraph. Okay. What attribute is used to align the content of an element to the right, center, or left? The align. Attributes. You might be wondering what happens if you try to apply contradictory attributes within the same element. Align, center. Okay, this is a text. Align left. Which attribute is used to align the content of a paragraph to the right? Align. Images. Alright. 4 questions. The img tag. The img tag is used to insert an image. It contains only attributes and does not have a closing tag. The image URL address can be defined using the src attribute. The HTML image syntax looks like this. Okay. What tag should be used to add a image? The image img. Image location. You need to put the image location for the source attribute that is between the quotation mark. For example, if you have a photo named 3PI JPEG in the same folder as the HTML file, your code should look like this. In case the image cannot be displayed, the alt attribute specifies an alternative text that describes the image in words. The alt attribute is required. Okay. What attribute should be used to add an image URL? The source, src. Image resizing. To define the image size, use the width and height attributes. The values can be specified in pixels or as a percentage. Yeah, we have the image source 3 JPEG height 150 pixels, width 150 pixels. We gotta put that R, and then a comment or percentage. Loading image takes time. Using large images can slow down your page, so use them with care. What two attributes can be used to resize images inside HTML code? The width and height. Image border. By default, an image has no border. Use the border attribute within the image tag to create a border around the image. By default, Internet Explorer 9 and its earlier version displayed a border around an image unless a border attribute is defined. Use the border attribute within the image to tag to create a border around the image. That's a border. You give it the pixel depth you want. Fill in the blank. And then we have links. The 8 tag. Links are also integrated parts of a web page. You can add links to text or image that will enable the use of links on them in order to be directed to another file or web page. In HTML, links are defined using the A tag. Use the href attribute to define the link description address. Href and a closing tag. What tag is used to create a link to a web page? Creating your first link. In the example below, a link to Sololearn website is defined. Plain. Learn plain. Once the code has been saved, Learn plain will display as a link. Learn plain. Click Learn plain, redirects you to Sololearn.com. Links can be either absolute or relative. Wonder what that is. Which attributes of the links tag contain the URL location that you are trying to link to? Attribute the her. The target attribute. The target attribute specifies whether to open the link document. Where to open the link document. Giving a blank value to your attribute will have the link open in a new window or new tab. Which value of the target attribute makes the link open in a new tab or new window? The blank list. HTML order list. An order list starts with the OL tag, and each list item is defined by the LI tag. Here's an example of an order list. The OL, then the list, results. This list items will be automatically marked with numbers. Enter the tag corresponding to the list item. HTML unordered list. An unordered list starts with UL tag. Results. The list items will be marked with bullets. Fill in the blank. This is a list, and this is UL. Blog project, my skill. One question. My skills. Back to our blog. Let's create the my skills session, which is a unordered list of languages. Reminder: use the UL tag in which each item is represented by the li tag to create a unordered list. Take a look at the code. Alright. We'll learn how to add progress bar to each of the skills in the following module. Create your own my skill section. Use the A tag to make each list item a link. Fill in the blank to create a list in which the first item links to. What we got here? And a closing list. Yep. Table. Creating a table. Tables are defined by using the table tag. Tables are divided into table rows with the tr tag. Table rows are divided into table columns. Table data with the td tag. Okay. Here's an example of a table with one row and 3 columns. So table R defines a row, table D defines the columns. Table data tags. Table D acts as a data container within the table. They can contain all sorts of HTML elements such as text, image, lists, other tables, and so on. Table data tags. The data container which the table. So table D, which has the columns, can act as a table data. They can contain more tables, lists, images, and so forth. Okay, what tags is used to create the columns in a row? So to create the columns is the td. The border and closespan attributes. A border can be added using the border attribute. Table border to table cell can span 2 or more columns. Closespan. Okay, result, and it spans from being 3 columns into being 2 with 1 beauty y. Spans 2. Call spans 2. What attribute used to expand a cell for 2 or more cells? Closespan. Closespan color. The example below demonstrates the closespan attribute in action. Yeah. You can see that the cell containing orange spans 2 cells. To make a cell span more than 1 row, use the row span attribute. Fill in. Okay, this is TR, that's a row, and then this is the column, table. The line and background color or BG color attributes. To change your table position, use the align attribute inside your table tag. Now, let's specify a background color of red for a table row. To do that, just use the BG color attribute. Table border to TR for row, TD for column, BG color equals red for red, and then column blue, column green, and then another row, another column with yellow, and color span 2, and then orange. So do we have a result? Yep. In the case of study elements, CSS is more effective than HTML. Try our free learn CSS course to learn more about CSS and styles. Alright. What attribute is used to change the color of a cell? BG color. My schedule. Use table tags. Use table tags to add a table to your block that represents your daily learning schedule. The TH tag represents the table headers. Take a look at the following code. TH are the headers. TH are the headers. TR is the row. TD is the columns. The MTTD tag. The MTTD tags represent empty table cells. They're necessary because they maintain the table structure. Yeah. Customize the table to create your unique schedule. Yeah, they're necessary. Fill in the blank to create a valid table. So dr td. Types of elements. In HTML, most elements are defined as block, level, or inline elements. Block level elements start from a new line. For example, h1, form, lit, ol, ul, p, pre, table, div, etc. Inline elements are normally displayed without line breaks. Be a strong image input. EM. Okay. The div element is a block level element that is often used as containers for other HTML elements. When using together with some CSS styling, the div element can be used to style block of content. HTML body. The headline. No, Sandra. Okay. Some paragraph text goes here. Another paragraph goes here. Headline. Similarly, the span element is an inline element that is often used as a container for some text. When used together with CSS, the span element can be used to style parts of the text. Okay. Summary. The div element defines the block level section in the document. The span elements define a inline section in the document. Which of the following are blocks level elements? Div. Type elements. All elements can be used either as block level elements or inline elements. This indicates the following elements: applets, embedded Java applets, in-frame, inline frame, insert text, image, map, object, embedded objects, scripts with an HTML document. You can insert inline elements inside block elements. For example, you can have multiple spans elements inside div elements. Inline elements cannot contain any block level elements. Yeah. Can you insert a block element inside the inline element? No. Forms. HTML forms are used to collect information from the user. Forms are defined using the form elements with its opening and closing tag. Use the action attribute to point to a web page that will load after the user subscribes the form. Submits the form. Usually the form is submitted to a web page or web server. Okay. Which attributes contains the URL address of the web page that is loaded after the form is submitted to action? The form submission. The method and name attributes. The method attribute specifies the HTTP method get or post to be used when forms are submitted. See below for description. When you use the get, the form data will be visible in the page address. Use post if the form is updating data or includes sensitive information password. Post offers better security because the submitted data is not visible in the page address. The name attribute specifies a name for a form. To take a user input, you need the correct corresponding form elements such as text fields. The input elements has many various depending on type of attribute. It can be a text, password, radio, URL, submit, etc. For example, below shows a form requesting a username and password. Results. Input type. Which value for the type attribute should be used for password field? Password. Form element. If we change the input type to radio, it allows the user select only one of a number of choices. Okay, I see. So the radio is the circle that you select, and this is, you can select only one choice. Okay. Let's look at this code real quick. Alright. What type? The type checkbox allows a user to select more than one option. For someone's radio, there's a checkbox. result, fill in the blank, post, form, input, form elements. The submit button submits a form to its action attribute. After the form is submitted, the data should be processed on the server using a programming language such as PHP, which value for the type attribute turns the input tag into a submit button. The submit. Block project contact form. One question. Contact form. Next, we'll create a contact form for your blog. The form will include name, email, and message field. We'll also add a submit button. Check out the code. Which one? Spam form. Let's give this a try. This is just a static HTML page, so it won't work actually. Submit the form. Submit the form. You need to create this server-side code in order to submit a real form and process the data. To learn how complete Sololearn PHP course once you completed the HTML and CSS course task. Check out the code and customize the form to fit your needs. To support multiple lines of input, you should use the following element. Text area. HTML colors. 4 questions. HTML colors. HTML colors are expressed as hexadecimals values 0 to F. As you can see, there are 16 values. There are 0 through F. 0 represents the lowest value and F represents the highest. What characters does the hexadecimal system consist of? 0 to F. HTML color mode. Colors are displayed in combinations of red, green, and blue light. RGB. Hex values are written using the hashtag symbol number followed by either 3 or 6 hex characters. As shown in the picture below, the circles overlap, forming new colors. Which color model does HTML use? RGB. Color values. All of the possible red, green, and blue combinations potentially number over 16 million. Here are only a few of them. We can mix the colors to form additional colors. Orange and red mix. What will be the value of the color black in HTML expressed by 6 hex characters? Will be the 000. Background and font colors. The BG color attribute can be used to change the web page background color. This example will produce a dark blue background with a white headline. HTML head title, body, background color 009. So that will be a dark blue. Then font color with a white, the FFF, opposite of black, of course. Result. Set the background color to white. Body, so BG color, and then the number. Frames. The frame tag. A page can be divided into frames using a special frame document. The frame tag defines one specific window frame with a frame set. Each frame in a frame set can have different attributes such as border, scrolls, the ability to resize, etc. The frame set element specifies the number of colors or rows in the frame set, as well as what percentage or numbers of pixels of space each of them occupies. Frame column, frame set column, frame set row. The frame set tag is not supported in HTML5. What attributes does the frame set tag require to indicate its size? Row and columns. Working with frames. Use the non-resize attribute to specify that a user cannot resize a frame element. Frame, no resize. Frame content should be defined using the source attribute. Lastly, the no-frame element provides a way for browsers that do not support frame to view the page. The element can contain an alternative page complete with a body tag and any other element. The frame tag is not supported in HTML5. Yeah. What attribute prevents a frame from resizing? No. Nice. Block project, putting it all together. To finalize our block, we'll use a frame to embed a YouTube video. We'll also create a follow me section that includes links at the end of the page. Check out the final code. Let's give this a try. Here we go. Tag. Finalize your blog page. Share your code creation with the community. Get feedback and receive upvotes. The section in the block project are created using the following tag. Oh, let's look at the sections again. Oh, it's created with div, huh? Yeah, I see div. I see div. I see div. 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 Bunch of divs. Some is with div. Model 2 quiz, 8 questions. When formatting text, can you get the same results when using different tags? Yes. Yes, because the B and the strong are the same. What does the href attribute contains? The URL of a page to be transferred. That's correct. Which tag contains the cell tag besides the table tag? Contains the cell tag, table tag. Cell tags, the TR, table rows, things, cell tags. What does HTML stands for? Hypertext Markup Language. Choose the correct HTML tag for the largest heading. Which of these tags are all table tags? This one. Fill in the blank. Okay, we have a form. Then we have an image. We have an type. Align the text of the paragraph to the right. So right. I don't know how to write either. Okay, that's complete.